What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with my Week 15 NFL preview and picks. No Ethan this week, couldn't find a time to make it work. So we'll just jump right into it. Ethan had a better week than I did last week, going 9-4. Obviously, he took the Lions. I took Green Bay. He took Seattle. I took Arizona, San Francisco, Chicago. Then I got him on the New Orleans and Giants game. But other than that, few picks we tried to pull the upsets, didn't work. And the only one we were really both wrong on was the Rams Bills game. Obviously, the Bills played exceptional football, but the Rams just played 2 points better. And obviously, one of the better games of the week was actually that Carolina Philly game. Surprisingly enough, Philly pulled that one out, but they need to do something different on offense. And obviously, most of our picks don't really go in our way. We both went 2-4 last week. Packers covered by half a point. Tampa blew out Vegas. After that, not really a good week for either of us, but hopefully this week's locks can be a little different. I like the over in the Cincinnati Tennessee game. Miami, I think they're going to cover. Kansas City on the road only getting 4.5 to cover. I like that. The under in the Tampa Bay Chargers game, I feel like that's a 23-17 kind of game. And then I have Saquon and Josh Jacobs scoring. Ethan, he likes the Cincy game, except he likes them to cover. He likes Dallas +3 and in the over in that game. He likes McConkey to score. Pitt, Philly over 43 points. I'm assuming because he thinks the offenses are going to be exploding this week. And then a Bijan touchdown. Not going to really talk about these games much. All of us, both of us picked all four of these games the same. Panthers over the Cowboys, Chiefs over Browns, Jets over Jags, and Commanders over Saints. And probably the best game on here, honestly, is probably going to be the Panthers and Cowboys or the Commanders and Saints. And then same thing goes for all these games as well. We picked all the same. Ravens are favored by 16.5. Should be a blowout there. Cincy over Tennessee. Cincy still has a shot to make the playoffs. Got to win out, and a few things got to happen. Arizona, I think they're going to bounce back this week after their loss last week to Seattle to get back to 500. And then in a pretty much a playoff deciding game, Broncos Colts. We both got the Broncos here at home. Talk about Thursday's game. We did both pick the Rams in the upset on the road just because they're playing better football right now, and obviously that happened. 12-6, no touchdowns, awful game to watch. But if you're a Rams fan, you're happy with how it ended. Moving to Sunday, Dolphins over Texans for both of us. We've seen upset coming here. Texans really haven't been playing their best football here in the last few weeks, and Miami has to pretty much win out to maybe make the playoffs, and I think they keep that hope alive. Then at 425, you have the Bills Lions, 10-3 versus 12-1. Probably the best game of the week and a Super Bowl preview, one of the most likely Super Bowl matchups. Lions at home, doesn't matter. Ethan and I are both taking the Bills on the road. I think the Lions are due for a loss. Almost lost last week to the Packers. I think Dan Campbell is gonna play a great game, coach a great game, but I just think Josh Allen's playing better football right now than Jared Goff, and it comes down to the quarterback position to me in this game, and that's why I like the Bills. Both of us like the Chargers here at home to get to 9-5, get back to their winning ways. Unfortunately, loss for them last week against the Chiefs, losing at the last second. But Tampa is coming in here looking to extend their lead in the NFC South. Now, if they can do that in a Falcons loss, Tampa's pretty much going to win this division just based off of this week alone. But I don't think that's going to happen. We think the Chargers are going to win here to keep pace in the AFC playoff picture. In our first different pick of the week, obviously, Ethan is going to take the Steelers here. Obviously, a little bias there. And I'm taking the Eagles at home. It's kind of hard to pick against the Eagles at this point. Saquon, Najee Harris both having good years. Obviously, Saquon's having career year MVP numbers, but the Eagles got to be able to throw the ball this game if they're going to win this game. They can't have a result of last week, barely over 100 passing yards. A.J. Brown, Fonta Smith, what's his name? The tight end, not Grant Cardona or Cartonta, something like that. He's got to step up for Dallas Goedert's place, and Eagles got to find a way to throw the ball. Like I said, I think if they win this game, they got to have two passing touchdowns. Saquon can't do it all in this one because the Steelers have a really good defense. In another different pick, obviously, I'm taking my Packers on the road against Seattle. And the last 10 times these teams have played, the home team has won the last 10 times. So I think that's going to be different this time. Packers are going to go on the road, a much needed win for them after last week's heartbreak against the Lions, get 10-4. And I think there's a 99% chance that they make the playoffs if they win this game this week. Seattle, takes the NFC West lead. They're hanging on by a thread, but if they win this one, they'll keep that commanding lead by a game. If they lose, then they're going to be tied for first with the Rams. So it's a huge game for the Seahawks as well. Then Monday night, we have two games. Bears, Vikings. Don't really need to talk about this one as much. Bears been playing some better football, but just can't find ways to win as the Vikings squeak out wins. And that's why they're 11 and 2, just finding different ways to win games. And Falcons Raiders, not really a good game to have on Monday Night Football. Both of us are going to go with the Falcons here. Need a win to stay alive in the playoff picture. Kirk Cousins, is he going to finish the season as the starting quarterback? That remains to be seen, but I think for another week he does. And that's going to be it for our Week 15 preview and picks. Check back next week to see us both back, and obviously with only a few weeks left in the season to break down these games. But until the next time, the Bench Buddies are out.